Hello everyone, welcome to today's reading. As you must have seen, today's reading is going to be about the messages that you're meant to receive right now. So, your spirit guides, your angels are going to help us know what are the things that are meant to be told to you as of now in your situation. So, as you can see on the screen, there are two cards. This is pile number 1 and this is pile number 2. So as you select your piles, you're going to be selecting the pile that attracts you the most, and then you're going to go in the description box. You're going to click on the blue timed link of your own pile to directly go to your own reading. What are you waiting for? Let's get your favorite drinks and get started. Hello pile number 1, welcome to your reading. So the card that you chose for your pile was the Queen of Cups. Okay, so this definitely tells us that this is a time for you, either with a lot of emotional turbulence, or a time where you're feeling a lot and very intensely. So, your spirit guides are going to guide you on the same, and let's shuffle the cards to see what are the messages that come up for you. Let me place it right here. Yes. So, I'll be shuffling on camera for today's reading. Today's spread is going to be pretty simple. We are going to see what is the message coming in for you and the extension of that message just there. Okay, so then now you have Page of Cups. Spirit guides are clearly telling us about your emotional situation as of now. Yes. So, let us take a moment and let the cards sink in before we go on and interpret the message. You can also try and take a few deep breaths along with me. So, the first main situation cards are the Page of Cups, the Nine of Wands, the Ten of Wands, and the Five of Pentacles. What is clear in this situation is that you are feeling either helpless or you're really troubled about something, and as the indicator card was the Queen of Cups, and we already discussed that this is about emotional turmoil in exact sense. So this all the other cards are also speaking of the same. In the Page of Cups, it tells me that there's something that happened out of the blue, without your knowledge, or you weren't expecting this thing to happen for a long while, and even not even a long while, you weren't expecting it only. But now, since this situation has happened, this could either be a text from someone, a call from someone, or any situation that happened impromptu. This has put you in a spot where you are feeling like you have to go through it. The only way is through it, and you feel the challenge, you feel the emotional intensity of the challenge right there. But also, there's a kind of feeling where you know that this is not your burden to pick up. You had already dealt with this situation long ago, or you were not even meant to deal with this situation. Moreover, this is a kind of a pickle wherein only you can help yourself, and even if you had to ask anyone else for help, it would just add to the work, and this would even mess up a lot more. But one thing your spirit guides are definitely telling you is that they are watching you and they are giving you a lot of support in this situation, which is why you were destined to hear this message today, right now, right here. And this is not all of that cringy, claim the reading talk. This is genuine concern that I have about this pile. If you are not in a situation like this right as of now, you may have been dealing with small situations that may reset your emotional state quite quickly. And one day you're happy, the next you're sad, the third day you're numb. So there's a lot of up and down in the graph, which is okay sometimes, but as it happens chronically, it can push a person into a state of survival, or even a complex psychological state wherein a person hardly feels anything, and when they feel, they burst out with emotion. So this person either cries harshly, this person lashes out on other people. And if your behavior has stopped making sense to you recently, then this is also a very clear sign that your emotional, your psychological health is not doing well. If there's no such situation that has put you in all of this, then this is talking about the kind of again, emotional, mental, or psychological state that you have been in for a while. So this is also an indicator that you need to be a lot more compassionate with yourself. You need to feel empathy for your own self. You need to let yourself be and not judge yourself for once, because I feel that you're very self critical. You want yourself to be the best at everything. You want, if not perfect at everything, you need yourself to do every single thing for your requirement. You give me a little hyper independent energy. You want to do everything yourself. You don't want to depend on other people. It also shows that you have a lot of trust wounds, where it is difficult for you to rely on people, to trust people, that if you have asked something of them, or even if you have asked for support, they're going to be right with it. You find it difficult to share what you're going through, because you feel other people might just use it against you in some way. And you definitely have made spectacular efforts at trying to trust other people, but it is a very deep core shadow wound that you have, and it is going to take a lot more time and effort on your own part before you can actually start trusting others. And this is less about the world out there, it's more about the internal situation, the climate within. Minded, I'm not saying weather, because it's not a temporary mood state. This has been a prolonged situation in which you have been. Even if you are, on autopilot and running in your life, you wake up, you work, 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 you eat, sleep, repeat, right? If even if you have been doing that for a while, and you think that, okay, I'm gonna take a 3-day vacation, and I'm gonna be happy, I'm gonna be functioning, wild, why am I saying that? Yeah, I'm gonna be functioning great. That's not gonna be happening, because when your nervous system resets into a state of chronic survival, then it is difficult for people to get out of the zone. And it takes a lot of lifestyle changes, a lot of belief system changes before you can see progress. Moreover, this card reaffirms the message that we got in the Ten of Wands, that you are carrying a lot of burden, specifically that's not yours. So first of all, learn to say no to things that are not yours to deal with. Okay. Moreover, the Hermit also confirms the isolation. You know that you have to overcome all of these challenges. There's only one way through, but you also self isolate. Again, the hyper independence is a big theme, as we just said. Uh, these wounds are probably related to your family situation, either your married life, either your relationship with your partner, or your parents. Your childhood memories could also be a big reason you have these wounds. What this has led to is that you you have a lot of burden that's not yours, then you self isolate, because you know that no one will be able to help me, and even if I went out, I would screw everything up. So let's just not ask other people for help. What you do then is that you get stuck in those mechanisms of behavior learned in your childhood, either from your parents or from past experiences that have been hurtful, and then you feel helpless, and then you just lash out, or automatic behaviors that are not in your control, and then out of nowhere you have another messed up situation where there's no answer to it, and there's hardly any uh, help available, and it messes up your emotional and psychological state all over again. This has become a vicious cycle at this point, and the guidance that your spirit guides are giving you in this exact situation is because right now your reaction would be, oh my god, okay, I am aware of this situation, but what do you want me to do? You're looking for actionable steps, right? And that is where I come in, and I am going to give you a few actionable steps through which you can break out of this cycle, break free of this, and finally make something happen for yourself, and so you are able to move on. Okay, the first advice is to seek support, especially emotional support. Then the second advice is to find stability in your life. And the third advice is to actually go forth and make choices. What this whole situation or this cycle has disabled in you is your ability to make bold choices, which is why you feel drained most of the time, and you feel like other people are leading your life than you. So, first of all, you have got to seek emotional support for yourself. If you can't trust any friends or family, then you are clearly being asked to go for professional help, either in the form of psychics, readers, astrologers, anyone who's trustworthy, because the world is full of people who are fooling others for money. I am not suggesting that to you very clearly. Or even psychological help, start taking therapy, and if not therapy, just go for counseling, go talk to someone and come out, that's all. Right, there are also a lot of pro bono options if you're a student, and I'll try and add a few links in the description box as well if you are interested in seeking out psychological help. There's also this app called Dhhanyaa where you can access um, free psychological support, and if you are someone interested in that, then I can also offer you a code for the same, right? Other than that, what you're being asked is to seek out stability as in financial stability, to earn your own money, to know where your finances are coming from, because the reason that you're not able to make choices in life and you do not feel powerful is because you do not have enough money in your hand. I really, really, really want you to go out, find a skill that you can get paid for, to work a job, or, do anything part time. But just have some money for yourself that can be used for your benefit. And so if you want to move out of some place, if you want to move in with someone, if you want to make any with choice, even if it's about seeking out professional help, you have the money in your account and you can actually make the choices. So it's not just a crux of your situation, but this reading also talks about the actionable steps that you can take in this situation of yours. And I'm really grateful that your spirit guides helped us so much to derive this specific message for you, and I hope you're feeling helped. If there's anything that you would want to ask me or let me know, please drop it in the comment box. If you are new here, subscribe to the channel. If you resonated with the reading, give us a like, and I am thankful. I hope you oh my god, yeah, I hope that this worked out for you and that you have a great future ahead. Lots of love and strength to you. Bye bye. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. This is your indicator card for the reading. It is the Seven of Cups, and it definitely talks about a lot of choices, a lot of different varieties of situations. So let's just keep the card here for a moment, and let us dive into what are the cards for your reading. I'll be shuffling live on camera for this reading of yours. What we are going to look at is the messages that you need to hear right now, their extensions, and if need be, we can always take out more cards. Okay. I definitely see a lot of options here for you. And what you need in life is clarity right now, very clearly. I feel this has to do with your career, but also it could not have things to do with your career. Okay, so this could be about your career and success in general, but there are roots to it. Right. I love how enlightening the pile is going to be. Great. I already love the cards. Okay, so let's get into it. The core messages that we have received for this pile are the Ace of Swords, the Six of Wands, the Eight of Swords, and the Six of Cups. Okay, this has one card from each of the elements, which tells me that your life, however messed up it may feel, it is balanced in a sense, because the swords, the cups, the wands, the pentacles, all of them are here, and we have a little advice from each of the elements. So this could add up to a very holistic reading, is one of my first observations, right? So the Ace of Swords tells me, since we got the card of Seven of Cups, it tells me about options, confusions, choices, as if there's a lot to attend to or a lot to pick from. Have you been to shopping once in a while, wherein you have seen a lot of clothes or a lot of options for you to buy from, and then you end up coming home not buying anything because you were so damn confused with so many options? I think this is an experience that most of us have had. Now this is the kind of situation that you're in your life right now, just that it's not about shopping, it's about choices in life. You may feel messed up. Okay, my health is also a little ditzy, and my career is also not making any sense. My emotional state is a little messy, but I can work with. My relationship is a bit toxic, but I can deal with it. So it's that kind of energy, that every single thing has something that you could deal with, but it's not that big to make a difference or for you to act something on it. Okay, so there are conflicts in your relationship that you can solve, but confrontation would make a big issue, so you're letting it slide. Your career needs some big choices, but since everything is going fine, you're not doing anything about it, because everyone has to struggle a bit, right? That's your mindset I'm talking about. That's not an advice I'm giving. And if it does not resonate with you, it's completely fine. It's just an interpretation of the message coming through, right? So one thing for sure is that, one, you're a social person, and if you're not a social person, then a lot of people know you. You have connections and you know how to make them. And connections in the sense that wherever you go, you're saying hi to someone, you're meeting people, you have a huge contact list, so you know people in that sense. Okay, and the major thing that's keeping you stuck in life right now is your own thoughts. You feel like you want to do something, but then your mind comes up with this thought or this belief that stops you from doing it completely. So what you're looking for in life is definitely clarity, for sure. You just need someone to tell you that, okay, do this, do this, do this, and you will be fine. You need a, an assurance that you'll be able to do everything, and if not do everything, you're going to be fine even if nothing happens. You just need like a guarantee of the future, that I'm going to be okay, I'm going to be earning some of money, I'm going to be with someone, my life is going to be fine, I'll be living in a house of my own. You just need reassurance, so to say, because you are self aware with all these cards coming up. But what you lack is the belief in your own self, that you will make things happen for yourself. Okay. Yeah, so you have been working on for something for quite a while now, and since it's been a long while and it's a long term project, you're also thinking of other options to take with it, maybe a part time thing, maybe you're preparing for an exam, or you are hoping to uh, so yeah. uh, yeah, I just got lost for a bit. So you are working on something that's a long-term project, and you're thinking if that is going to be working out for you or not. It is going to work out. If it's an exam, a job, a promotion, it is definitely going to happen for you. That's for sure. You are meant to be successful in life. You know that. You definitely know that. You just needed to hear it from someone else. What is the ultimate sacrifice that has to be made for you to be ultimately successful and to be the best version of yourself? It is that your toxic habits, it's not a card of a relationship at all. The devil does not speak of a relationship unless all the other cards support it. So the reason that you're confused right now is because of your toxic habits. Maybe you're able to study 5 to 6 hours a day for this thing that you're doing, or you are able to work the nights, the days, you are able to put in the time and the effort. But what's harming is that, you when you have done the work, what you do is that you go, when you're going to bed, you scroll for the next 2 hours, which takes away an hour of your sleep and hampers your health completely. And then sooner or later, you're either getting ill, you're not getting the proper sleep, your sleep cycle is messed up, things like those, these tiny things. It's not that you're not putting in the work, you're definitely putting in the work, but these small toxic habits that you're not able to leave are what are stopping you from being successful. Deep down, you also know it, you also beat yourself up to leave these habits, but that midnight snacking, that taking the phone up the first thing in the morning, using social media whenever you're free, when you could have used that time to walk, when you could have just taken 5 minutes and made a healthy snack for yourself. All of these small habits are actually stopping you from being the highest version of yourself, from living the life that you have always imagined for yourself. And all of these small toxic habits are related to self-limiting beliefs. It's like a fear of success phenomena, that okay, what if I actually have everything I want, and then I won't be able to blame my life, my situations, my circumstances, the people around me for anything, and I won't be a victim anymore. I will have to be happy most of the time. How will I survive? Because it's an unfamiliar state. You are not familiar with success, you're not familiar with this life as of now, which is why the universe is delaying for it to come to you. You have to learn neuroplasticity, you have to learn, to put yourself in uncomfortable situations so you can actually reach this life that you're meant to be living. And this will come through an epiphany which will happen for you sooner or later, near the end of this year, and this will mark the end of a cycle where you finally realize who you are, you realize your worth, and then you go on and become this person who's not at all confused anymore, who has their life when in their control, and who knows what is happening, why it is happening, and everything is sorted, right? This is the reassurance part that you had to receive. Moreover, I have two advice from the spirit that you need to receive. First is to balance it out. You need to do everything in moderation. If it's giving to someone, give in moderation. If it's taking something, take in moderation. This could fit into everything. If it's workouts, do moderate workouts. If it's dieting, do 80-20 rule. So you have to pick up the middle path every single way. And if you are interested in the ethical or philosophical side of it, read about the utilitarian ethics by Aristotle. This is going to give you a lot of clarity. I'm going to put this down as well in the description box. Moreover, one last piece of advice that the spirit guides want to give you is that you have a tendency to get overwhelmed or overjoyed, with situations, with people, with everything. So again, this leads to again the principle of moderation. Know how much, when, even if it's about talking, speaking, doing, learn moderation in everything. That's the key to becoming your highest self as of this moment. If you had to do one actionable thing, it's moderation in your life, right? So, thank you so much, pile number 2, for being here. I really enjoyed reading for you. I hope you did too. If you liked the reading, give us a like. If this resonated with you and you're new here, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. And if you want to, tell me something, ask me something, leave it down in the comment box. I'll see you again. Bye bye.